Welcome back to another video. I'm your tech guide Wayne. In the video today, I'm doing a full new user guide on the Samsung Galaxy Tab A7 Lite. I'm going to go over how to use it for a beginner. I'm going to show you some cool tips and tricks. Also show you how to set it up for kids, how to use the kids mode, how to take a screenshot, and also how to factory reset it as well. So it's going to be a fully educational video helping you learn everything there is to know about using the Samsung Galaxy Tab A7 Lite. Let's go ahead and jump right in. We're going to start first with just a tour of the outside of all the buttons. So on the left side, you'll find that there are no buttons, but there is a SIM card tray. If you do have a memory card from an older phone or an older tablet that you would like to use on this tablet, you'll need to find your SIM tool from the box of the tablet or from an old phone box, and you can simply insert that on the left here to pop out your tray and to put in a memory card right there, okay? Now on the right side of the tablet, you will see a power button and a volume up and a volume down. Now simply tapping the power button is going to put the tablet asleep or put it to sleep, and when you tap it, it will wake up the tablet. Now that we've tapped the button and it's awakened the tablet, if we want to get into the tablet, we simply need to put our finger on the screen and drag up, okay? Finger on the screen and just drag it across the screen, okay? Now we currently have a passcode on the tablet, so when you do the swipe or the drag, it will ask you to enter a password. Put your finger on the screen, drag it up, and then you're gonna do the pattern, and that's how you unlock the tablet. And that's because I have a password on it. You don't have to have a password on yours, keep that in mind. I like to have one on just to be able to demonstrate that process. I also wanna point out, if you notice, every time I unlock the tablet, the picture on the lock screen is different. If you want to learn how to do that, I'll have a link at the end of the video to our tips and tricks video where I'm going to go over more advanced things that you can do on the tablet once you learn how to use the basics. So we went over buttons here, power, volume up, volume down. The last thing I wanted to show you is the bottom of the tablet. You will have your headphone jack to the left right here, and sorry, it's a hair blurry. There we go, that's better. So we have our headphone jack here, and we have our charging port here. Now the name of the type of charger the tablet uses is called a Type-C charger. Type-C charger. So if you'd like to purchase an additional charger, make sure you look for a Type-C charger. Very important. Okay, so now that we've gone over the button layout and the exterior of the tablet, let's focus on the interior, and which is how to navigate the screen. You will find at the bottom of the tablet 3 buttons: recent apps, home, and your back button. Now let's walk through what each of these buttons does. So the home button always takes you back to this screen, which is called the home screen. If I were to tap on any one of these little icons that are known as apps. Now, just for a learning note, apps is the short version of application. Think of this like a computer has programs, tablets and smartphones have apps. So when you hear me say app or application, I'm just referring to these little icons on the home screen. These are the programs that run on the tablet. So if I were to tap on this icon here, or this app, this would take me to the internet. If I want to search for a website, I would be going through that app, which is called Chrome, and I can just type in any website here. Let's say I typed in AOL.com and hit the go button. It will take me to the AOL website. And there it is. Now, if I want to get back to that home screen, I need to tap on that little circle at the bottom of the screen. And that will always take me right here back to my home screen. No matter what you're doing, no matter what button you've pressed, this button will always take you back to the home screen. If you ever don't see this button at the bottom of the screen, all you need to do is swipe up from the bottom And when you swipe up from the bottom, it usually will show these 3 buttons. So that's one little tip to just be aware of, because sometimes if you're watching a video, those icons will disappear so that the whole screen covers to show the video. You'll just need to do that little swipe up and then it will show the 3 buttons. Next, on the left side here, we have the recent applications button, or recent apps. Every time you open one of those little apps, unless you close it, they're gonna stay running in the background of the tablet. So to give you an example, we tapped on this icon here, Chrome, which is the web browser. And guess what? We went in here and then we tapped the home button. When you go to the home button, it doesn't close out this application. It's still running in the background of the tablet. So if you wanna actually close it, you have to hit recent apps, our button right here, and then you have to swipe up. And now that application or app is closed. And if you notice, I have a few other applications that are open, you know, Paramount Plus, my settings, my YouTube, Google Play Store. And if you want to close all those applications out at the same time, simply tap on the close all button right here, and that will close all of the running applications. Where running apps is also very useful is you might be in the web browser reading an article and you might put your tablet down, and then you may come back to it later and you may use your tablet for something else. And then even later you say, oh, I really want to finish that article I was reading. Well, you can tap on recent apps, and guess what? Your web browser is still running, and you can easily just tap on it to go back there and continue reading what you were reading. So that's one cool purpose of the recent apps. I'm going to tap the home button here to go back to the home screen. And now let's go over how the back button is used. So for the back button, I'm going to demonstrate this feature in the settings menu because this is the best place to showcase this. So I'm in the settings right now, and let's say I'd like to make some adjustment to some setting on the tablet. And let's say I tap display, and then I tap screen zoom, okay? So I've tapped a few options and now I'm deep into the settings. If I wanna go back one option or one page, I need to use my back button. This will take me back one page. I can tap it again to take me back another page, and now I'm on the main screen of the settings. Now, once you've gone back as far as you can go in that application, if you hit the back button again, it actually will take you to the home screen. So the back button is very useful. Now, one thing I want to point out, most applications will also have a back button in the corner. So depending on how you're using the tablet, it might be more convenient to hit the back button at the bottom, but you might be holding it high up with your fingers, and then it might be easier to just hit this back button. You have two different options. But if you notice, once you get to this screen, there is no more back button at the top, but this back button is always there. So these are the 3 buttons that you would use to navigate the screen. Navigating just meaning moving around the screen. Now the next thing I want to show is what is called the notification panel. So go to the top of the screen, you'll see these 2 dots, and you're just going to swipe down from the top of the screen, and it's going to bring up a list of shortcut settings options. So these different switches control different features on the tablet, and probably the most important features that you would be using. So for example, if you'd like to connect your tablet to your home Wi-Fi network, you'll want to make sure that this icon is lit up in blue like it is now. This tells you that Wi-Fi is turned on. And if I want to connect to a Wi-Fi network, I'm going to put my finger on the button and just keep it there for 1 second. And it's going to take us right to the settings menu that controls Wi-Fi. Now I can look for my Wi-Fi network in this list. And let's say your Wi-Fi network was named Bless 5G. You would tap on that, and then you would just simply type in whatever the password is down here, and then hit done, and that will connect you to that Wi-Fi network. So that's how easy it is for you to connect to Wi-Fi on your tablet. If you go out to Starbucks, Denny's, any public restaurant that has Wi-Fi available, you just simply ask, hey, what is the name of your Wi-Fi network? And also, what is the password? You'll then, like I just showed, look for the name of the network in this list, tap on it, enter that password, and then you're all set. Now guess what? We can use our back button here to back out of this menu, and now we're back on the home screen. Swipe down from the top of the screen again, and just show you a few more of the options that you'll find in here. If you'd like to put your tablet on silent or vibrate so it doesn't make noise, you'll tap on this icon. So when you see this, the slash over this little speaker, this means that the sound is turned off, so it won't make any noises if you're in public. Tap it again. So actually, this one does not have a vibrate option. It's just sound or no sound. On the phones, if you tap it once, it will take you to vibrate first and then the sound off. So it's a little different for the tablet. Here we have the Bluetooth button. If you'd like to connect your tablet to a Bluetooth speaker or a Bluetooth headphones or keyboard or any type of Bluetooth accessory, you'll treat this the same way we treated our Wi-Fi icon. You're just gonna hold down on the icon. It will take you to the Bluetooth menu. Now this section works a little differently, so I just wanna point out one of the differences. So when you hold down on that Bluetooth button for 1 second, it will take you to the menu. Make sure that it is showing as on. Now what it will initially do is it will start searching for Bluetooth devices. Sometimes you turn on Bluetooth and guess what? You didn't have your device in the pairing mode fast enough. And so what's gonna happen is it's gonna scan for a bit to see if it can find any devices to connect to, and then it's gonna stop scanning. So if you had headphones you wanted to connect and you had to run to the other room and you had to grab them and come back, well, once they're in pairing mode, you'll need to come up to the top here and tap on scan. And when you tap scan, it will begin looking again to look for any Bluetooth devices that are available for it to connect to. And once you find one you want to connect to, you would just, tap on it, and then you would type in, or for this, you just simply tap on it and it should automatically connect. It shouldn't ask you to do anything else in most cases. So that is the Bluetooth, how to use the Bluetooth feature. And you'll find a bunch of other really useful features here. This button is for rotating the tablet. So you'll notice right now, if I take the tablet and I rotate it sideways, the whole tablet screen is going to rotate. But if I hold it back up straight, it rotates that way. But if I were to swipe down and I were to tap this little button and turn off the rotation, well, guess what? Now if I try to turn the tablet in the landscape position, it's not going to rotate the screen. The screen is going to stay this way because we just turned off the auto rotate feature. So I'm going to bring it back up, swipe down again, and I'm going to tap. And now that it's back on, if I take the tablet, rotate it, guess what? It's going to rotate with me now. So in case you might have noticed your tablet not rotating, just simply swipe down and make sure that that button is lit up. And if it's not, go ahead and turn it on. Now the button to the right is airplane mode. Obviously, when you take off for a flight, you do need to have that lit up. Now, this button here is an important button that I would say you guys may find useful at different points. So for example, if your battery is low and you're trying to finish watching a video and you don't have your charger, you can always turn on the power saving mode. And what this will do is it will turn off some of the background functions of your tablet so that the battery will stretch for a longer period of time. It does slightly slow down the tablet, so if you're playing a game that is graphically intensive, I wouldn't recommend keeping it on. But if not, I would say turn it on so you can stretch your battery life. Now, you'll also notice you have a shortcut in the upper right corner to the settings. So every time you swipe down from the top, you can get right to your settings menu by just tapping this little wheel in the corner. Now also, so one swipe shows you this menu, but swiping a second time will actually reveal even more options. So you'll have a quick share feature, which allows you to share pictures and content back and forth from others who have Android phones. You have a nearby share, which does a very similar thing. If we swipe over, we have a few more options here. You have a do not disturb option, so it will not allow notifications to come through your tablet. Dark mode, which actually changes the color of the menu from dark to light. So depending on your eyes, you might like that or you may not. There's a call and text feature where you can have this linked to your phone. You also have a QR code scanner. If you're trying to scan one of those little QR barcodes, you can scan it with that direct option there. You have a kids mode if you have little ones at home and you want to take them to a safe section that just has games and content for them. You would tap on the kids mode. And then you have focus mode, which is great for when you're trying to focus on one thing and you want to block out distraction. Turning this on will limit your access to other applications so you can focus on whatever it is that you'd like to do. You'll notice a couple of other menu options are now available. So as I swipe left and right here, it's going to increase and decrease the screen brightness. So if you're saying the tablet is too bright, this is a very easy way to increase and decrease the brightness. Also, you'll notice we now have a few additional options at the top of our screen here. So I just want to show this again just so you can see. If I swipe once, I just have a settings shortcut at the top. When I swipe again, now I have a search button that I can use to search for anything on the tablet. I have a shortcut to the power button. If you'd like to turn off the tablet altogether, you simply hit the power button up here and that will shut off the tablet completely. If you hit that button, you'll then have to hold the power button to turn it back on. And then you'll have these three dots in the corner here that will give you some other options. So you can edit the order of all these buttons up here, change the layout. You can change options with the status bar. So these are just different shortcuts. So this is what is called the notification panel. And as you notice, it's a shortcut to a lot of the key functions on the tablet. It's just putting them in one spot to make it easy for you to quickly turn on and turn off important features on the tablet. So again, that is the notification panel. Next, I want to go over applications. So if you want to get to the other applications that are on the tablet, you'll simply need to just swipe up, and this will take you to what is called your app drawer that holds all of the applications that are on the tablet. You'll notice at the top here, you have 3 folders that hold specific Samsung apps, Google apps, Gmail, Maps, YouTube. All of these are in this one spot. Google Movies. And then a Microsoft folder for your Outlook and OneDrive and Office if you plan to use those. And then some other options here, a Samsung Store, Samsung Notes. All of your applications are going to be in this section. Now your next question is probably, well, how do I get more applications? I want to play this game and I want to use this. Where's Netflix? Where's Hulu? I want all these other applications for the tablet. Great question. So we'll need to go to the Play Store, and the Play Store is where you'll find all of the applications that are available to download. Now, one important note before I go into the Play Store, when I tap the Play Store, you notice it came right to this screen. If on your tablet it did not take you right to this screen, it might mean that you have not signed into your Google account yet. You might even say to yourself, I don't have a Google account. What do I do? Well, in that case, you're probably on a white screen with a blue border at the top that is saying sign into your Google account. What you'll need to do is either enter your Gmail address and your password or your Google account. If you don't have one, underneath that box is a button that says create account. you might need to tap create account and set up your own Gmail account. Now you might say to yourself, I don't want a Gmail account. I have an AOL. I have another type of email and I don't want any more. I understand your point, but Google requires you to have a Google account in order to download applications. So if you don't have one, tap that button and go ahead and create your account. It literally takes 2 minutes. If you have one but you've forgotten the password, simply tap on the button, forgot password. You should see it right below the box on your screen, and follow the prompt to reset your password. If it ends up being a long process and you're not able to get in, just simply go back and create a new account. And the account, you don't have to give it out. You don't have to send emails with it, but you do need it to have access to the Play Store. Okay, now that we're in here, let's talk about how to download applications. So let's pick an app that we'd like to download. Let's say you say, I love Netflix. How do I get Netflix? In the box right at the top here, you're gonna just tap. And you have two options. You can type in Netflix, right? Or I can tap on the microphone in the upper right corner and I can have it automatically search for Netflix, just like this. Netflix. Now it's a lazy shortcut, but it works, especially if you know what you're trying to download. Just tap the microphone, search it, and this button will either say install, or in this case, mine says update because I already have Netflix on the tablet. I just need to update it. And you'll notice when you search for an app like Netflix, it will recommend other apps that are very similar. So here you'll see Disney Plus, Hulu, Amazon Prime Video, Spectrum TV. These are all available for the tablet. So if I wanted to download my Disney Plus, I just simply tap on that application and I'll just need to tap install, just like that. Now, one important thing I want to note is if you ever see that green button, but it doesn't say install, instead it has a price, that means that it's not a free application. It means that you have to pay for it. So pay close attention and make sure you don't end up paying for something that is not exactly what you were looking for. Make sure that if there's a price that you are okay with paying that price, because you only have 10 minutes after downloading it to get it refunded before you're no longer able to get your money back. Okay, so I just downloaded 2 applications. I want to point out one more thing and then we'll go and I'll show you where these applications are going to go once they're downloaded. I'm going to hit the back arrow here. And I just want to point out on this screen, you have a lot of different options. Now at the bottom here, it says games because by default, it's going to take you to the games page. But I can also tap on apps and it'll just show me applications. I can tap on movies and TV. In this section, these are all items that you would need to pay for. So if I wanted to download the Avengers, obviously there is a price. Notice it doesn't just say install. So that means if I tap on that, I have to be prepared to pay for it. I'm going to use my back button to go back. And if I tap on books, there's a whole section where there are books that I can purchase. They also have audiobooks, comics, and lots of other things. So this is a good section to just, tap on the different categories to see the different apps and other things that are available. They will sort things by top charts, what are the most popular, what are great apps for kids. Got lots of things to look through here. Okay, now I'm going to tap the home button. And if I want to get to where those applications were downloaded, I need to swipe up. And here it is. There's my Netflix. There's my Disney Plus. So that was the process to download an application and also the process of where it goes after it's downloaded. If I'm ready to go in, I just simply tap on Disney Plus. And then I would either create my account or I would sign in to my existing account. And that's it. I'm going to hit the home button to go back to the home screen. And next, what I'd like to go over is how to sign into other other email accounts that are not Gmail. Now, there is a cool feature that a lot of people don't know about, which is you can go to the Gmail app, the one that says Gmail, and Gmail will allow you to sign into other email accounts aside from Gmail. So if I tap on add another email address, these are some of the other options that I can use to sign in. I can sign into an Outlook, Hotmail, a Live account, Yahoo, or an Office 360. Now, one important thing to note, the other option is a little tricky and it doesn't always work. So let's say you have an AOL or an older email account and you don't see it on this list. Here is the process of how you would sign into that account. So we're gonna go home, we're gonna go to Play Store. Okay, so now what we're gonna do is we're gonna do a search at the top of the screen here. I'm gonna type in first, so watch the keyboard closely so you can see what I do. Right next to the control button right here, there's the button with the exclamation point. Tap there, tap the @ symbol, and then we're gonna type AOL.com space, and then I'm gonna hit email. And then hit the magnifying glass again to do a search. And on this page, you'll see all of the different options. These are all apps that support AOL email addresses. So as an example, I can download this app here, Email, and it will allow me to use my AOL and password login to get into my account. You can also swipe up and you'll see a whole list of apps that support AOL email addresses. Now, if your email is different, maybe it's at sbcglobal.net, you'll type in at sbcglobal.net space and then email, and then that will show you the list again of the apps that will support that type of email address. Now, from the list I see here, I'm going to share with you the one that I use because I do have an old AOL that I check from time to time. And it sounds odd, but I use the Yahoo Mail app and it works. For those of you that maybe just have an AOL and nothing else, you can also just use the direct AOL application and just simply hit install. And once it installs, you can go to it and type in your email address and password to get into your account. All you need to do is hold down on the volume down button right here and the power button for 1 second. Here we go. Hold and then let go. 1 second, let go. Take a screenshot for you. You're gonna tap allow the first time you do it, and then it will give you this menu and you can hit the crop button right here. And this will allow you to then edit the picture after you take it and circle things or highlight things. Let's try it one more time. Let's see here. Power, volume down, let go. Screenshot, tap the crop right there. And now I can crop the picture like this. And then I can tap on the little picture here or the little pen tool. And I can, for example, I can circle this. You can highlight, you can basically make notes. And then when you're done, you can either share it with this button here or download it with this button here. When you hit download, it's just gonna save it right to your tablet. And then you'll go to the gallery and then it will make a folder that will have all your screenshots. So under albums, you'll have a screenshot folder and there's the pictures that we just took there. Or if you're under pictures, it'll just show up under the date. The first tip I want to go over is something you should do on every smartphone or tablet device when you first get it, which is increasing the screen timeout. If you notice, the screen keeps going dim every 30 seconds unless I keep touching the screen. So there's a way to stretch that out so that that screen will stay on longer. You're going to go to the settings here, or you can swipe down from the top of the screen. Tap on the settings wheel in the upper right corner. From here, we're gonna go to display and swipe up and tap on screen timeout. And we can change this to 2 minutes. Now the screen will stay on for up to 2 minutes without me touching the screen, which is so much easier. So that's our first tip. Our second tip is going to be in this same section. It is a tweak to change the color of your menus. And basically it is here, which is the dark mode settings. It comes out of the box on light mode, but if you tap here, the dark mode gives it a nice feel and just a really big change in the design. So that is how you enable the dark mode, and you can always switch it back if you like, but this is how you switch it. And then another important note, this is the adaptive brightness mode, which is turned on out of the box. And it's something that you may want to turn off depending on your setting. Essentially what it's supposed to do is the tablet will always read the light, how much light is in the room, and it will adjust the brightness accordingly. For example, if you go outside where there's a ton of light, it will actually adjust the screen so you can see the tablet while you're outside. And then if you were to take it inside into a dark room, it'll also adjust to that dark environment and make it a lot brighter. So it's a great setting. Sometimes it's not perfect. And if you notice that your screen always seems to be dim and is not making the adjustments, you can always turn it off right here. All right, for our next tip, it's also going to be found in this section. If you swipe up, keep going up until you get to edge panels, and we're going to tap on this button to turn it on. Now the edge panel is a really cool feature that you normally don't find on the tablets. And what's funny is this was totally hidden. I just found this and you're gonna love it. It's a very fun feature. If we go home, we have this little dash right on the right side of the tablet here. And when you swipe over, it brings up a menu with a bunch of cool things. So recent apps I've opened. It also has what are called app pairings. If there's one app or two apps you like to use together, you can pair them together. And this is a great tee up for our next point to cover, which is a great hidden feature on how to run two applications at one time, or how to multitask on your Galaxy Tab A7 Lite. So I'm going to show you how to multitask, and then I'm going to show you how to make it into a pair so you can easily bring up that group later on if you want to use it again. So the first thing you need to know about running two applications is pick them. Pick the two that you want to have open. In this case, I want to have YouTube. So I'm going to just tap on YouTube and open it first. Then I'm going to go home. Let's close this first. Tap here, go home. And then I have to decide what other app do I want to have open at the same time. I know I want to have Google Chrome. So I'm going to tap on Chrome, open it up, and then tap on the home button here. Now what you're going to do is go to your recent apps button, which is right here. And here I want to find the two applications I want to have open. And the one you want to be on the left, you should tap first. So I want YouTube on the left. So I'm going to tap on the YouTube icon right above the window here. And tap on Open in Split Screen View. That will put YouTube on the left side of the screen. And then here I can pick the application I want to be on the right side, which is going to be Google Chrome. And now I can go into YouTube. I can find a video to play. Let's play this one here. And let's turn the volume down. All right, so now I can have this YouTube video playing on the left side here. On the right side, I can be on Google Chrome, searching for things for school or for work. I can also have a text messaging app over here open as well. There's many apps you can have open. You can be on Pinterest, whatever. You can have that app on the right side and be interacting with the screen over here while your video is playing right here. And this is also supported in the portrait position as well. So in the portrait mode, I can have my video playing at the top, and again, still be searching Google at the bottom of the screen, just like this. So this is a great feature that just allows you to have two apps open at one time. And then, as I mentioned earlier, I'm going to show you how do I save this app pairing so I can easily get back to it later. You're going to tap on, just tapped my screen there. You're going to tap on the three dots in the middle of the screen, and you're going to tap on the second option here. The second option will save it as an app pair. Now when I go to my edge panel, which is a little hard to see right now, but there's an edge panel right here, swipe to the left. Now I have this grouping of YouTube and Google Chrome, and I can easily bring that up whenever I want to do that. I can even go home, close out both, and I can swipe over, tap on my pair, and just put your finger on it and drag it to the center, let it go, and it will bring that pairing back on the screen. Or it may not be a drag, you might just need to tap on it. That's right, just tap on the app pair, that was my fault. Tap on the app pair and it will bring both apps open and ready to go. So that is how you run two applications at once, and then how you save that pair of apps so you can bring them up easily. Okay, moving on to our next hidden feature. Ooh, another hidden feature. If you swipe down from the top of the screen, swipe down again, tap on the three dots on the top of the screen right here, and you're gonna tap on edit buttons. And if you tap that, you'll notice we have these three other options that don't currently show up in the notification switch section. So we have a kids mode and we have a focus mode. So we're gonna just hold on kids mode and drag it down, and then we're gonna hold on focus mode and drag it down. And then we're gonna hit done. That will save those two options, and now when you swipe over, you'll have kids mode and you'll have focus mode. And as a note, focus mode is awesome. If you are trying to focus on working, this is a great mode to go in. It's also a great mode for you parents that might have bought this tablet so your kids could use it for school. In the focus mode, you can limit all background distraction from other applications. You can even say, hey, I only want this application to be focused on, and it will remove the rest until you turn off that focus mode. So that is a great function to use. And then obviously for the younger kids, you have that kids mode right there, which now is enabled. You can use that to set up fun content for your little ones. So those are two things that are kind of hidden. You really had to know they're there. If not, then you could totally miss those. For our next tip, we're going to show you how to make some tweaks to your keyboard. Now, right in the center of the screen here, we have our Google search bar. I'm just going to tap in the bar there, and it will bring up our keyboard. And you'll notice the keyboard is going to change colors with the theme that you have enabled on the tablet. So if you have the light theme enabled, your keyboard is going to be light. If you have the dark theme enabled, your keyboard will be dark. Now, one cool thing you can do with this keyboard, noticing that the tablet is kind of wide, and it can be a little hard to reach left and right, there is a fix to help you with that. So tap on the keyboard at the bottom of the screen on the right here, and then tap on the settings wheel next to Samsung keyboard, and then we're going to swipe up, and it's going to say the mode, standard keyboard. Tap on mode and change it to split keyboard. And now if I go back, I will have a split screen keyboard, which is a lot easier to type without having to reach over. So that's definitely cool right there. Next, here are a few things you can adjust on your keyboard as well. So just in case you missed this, you have this whole row of other shortcut options. You have your shortcut to your emojis right here, your stickers and your GIFs right here. You will need to go to the Galaxy Store to download those stickers. You have your GIFs. And you have a cool feature as well, which is a feature where you can write and it will convert the writing to text. So just as an example, I can write hello and it will type it. So that's pretty cool. We have here, this is the other, I guess this is probably the shortcut way to do what I just showed you, which is switching the keyboard from standard to split to floating. Just learned that right now, so that's great. Next, we're going to tap on the settings wheel here. And here you'll see a lot of the other options you can turn on or off. So for example, more typing options. You have multi-language text prediction. So if you're using the tablet, again, with a different language, you can have it make suggestions in different languages, so that's a great thing to turn on. You have this feature called text shortcuts, where you can actually assign a shortcut tied to just typing one or two letters. Let me show you how this works. Hit the plus here, and maybe your shortcut phrase is, let's see, is 55. Maybe whenever someone types 55, it's always going to populate football, just as a random example. We're going to add this, and now when it's time to type, I'm going to type in 55, and then it will always recommend football in the suggestions. So that's a cool little quirky trick. A more productive way to use that is for a email address, for example. You can have a shortcut to an email or to a funny phrase you use in conversation. You can use it for just about anything. So just a cool thing to know. Once you know about it, then you can find ways to take advantage of that. So those are our keyboard tweaks. For our next section, we're going to go over how to set up the facial recognition sensor. One of the cool things about this tablet is you can have it unlock simply with your face. And it's an easy thing to set up. You just swipe down from the top of the screen, tap on the settings wheel in the corner here, swipe up until you get to biometrics and security, and then tap on facial recognition, and then continue. Now it'll always ask you to set up some type of a backup PIN or password. In the event that something happens to the facial recognition sensor and it can't read your face, you have a backup code to get in your tablet. I'm just going to do a pattern, and I'm going to do an L. This. So after you successfully put in whatever your security is going to be, then you get to this screen where you would need to hold the tablet up to your face, and the tablet will begin to register your face so it can then unlock whenever it sees your face. So that is the other step, and that will allow you to set up the facial recognition sensor and make it really easy for you to unlock the tablet with your face. All right, for our next tip, we're going to show you some cool things you can adjust on the lock screen. The first thing is going to be the shortcuts. So you'll notice whenever you turn the screen off and turn it back on, you have these little shortcuts. And this one is for the internet, this one is for the camera. You can make those whatever you want it to be. It doesn't have to be those two. So what you're going to do, you would need to go to the settings, and from there we're going to swipe down until we get to we might have gone too far. Go up to lock screen and then swipe up and then tap on shortcuts. And then here is where it'll allow you to adjust what apps you have as your shortcuts. So the left shortcut could be, let's make it something different. Maybe you want to have Google Chrome as your shortcut, and your right hand shortcut, you'll want it to be Netflix. There we go. Now we can go home, turn off the tablet, turn it back on again, and we now have our new Google Chrome and Netflix as our icons for our tablet when we unlock it. And the next and last thing I'm going to show is a cool wallpaper service that will allow you to rotate what wallpapers are shown on the home screen. It keeps your tablet looking fresh. It's a fun thing. Let me show you how to do it. Go to the settings, and from here, we're going to tap on wallpaper, and then we're going to tap on wallpaper services. Tap on dynamic lock screen. Tap apply. Okay, next we're going to go back to wallpaper services, and we're going to tap on the little settings wheel to the right. And here you'll see the different categories of items you can download to show up on that lock screen. Maybe you love landscape, no problem. Make sure you select landscape. Maybe you love food and art. They have a bunch of options there. So you have all these different options that you're going to select. You're going to tap it to download it first, but once it downloads, you can then turn off the tablet, turn it back on, and then you'll see that those wallpapers from the service are going to start showing up. It is a free service right now. I don't think there is any plan to make it a paid service, so that is another plus as well. Once you see the green or the white check on it, that means you're good to go. We're gonna go home now, and then I'm going to lock the tablet and unlock it, and you'll notice this is our new wallpaper. If I lock it again and unlock it, it's gonna be something different. There it is. Lock it, unlock it, something different. So it's cool that it's always rotating what it's showing you, and it just keeps it nice and fresh, and it's always a high resolution picture as well. All right, let's jump in and I'll show you how to get to the kids mode, how to set it up, how to move applications into it, and also how to download new applications to go there as well. So the first thing you'll want to do is swipe down from the top of the screen, swipe down again, and swipe to your left and tap on kids. Now this will take you to the kids mode section, and you'll notice at the bottom here there is a little check that says add Samsung Kids to your app screen. Make sure that is checked. Hit next, and then it will take you into the Samsung Kids section. Now in this section there are some pre-downloaded applications. Anything that has a little down arrow next to it, you can just tap on it to download it, just like that. So a couple of art games, some singing games, there is a camera, and there is a separate gallery to just show their pictures. So if your little one likes to take pictures and you want to keep them away from your personal pictures, this is a great section to put them in. In the upper right corner, you will see 3 dots. Tap on those 3 dots, and we want to tap on the edit button. Now when you tap edit, you will need to confirm whatever it is the password you set up for your tablet. If you haven't set one up yet, on this screen it should ask you to set up a password. So make sure we do that. I already have a password, so I'm just going to put it in. It's a what's called a pattern password. Hit continue. And on now that we've hit the edit button, I can remove certain things from this section if I don't want it to be there. So if you don't like the crocodile adventure, you can hold down on it and you can hit the delete button to remove it off the screen. And at the end you can hit save, or you can hit cancel. Okay, next we're gonna go to the upper right corner and tap on the 3 dots. And we're gonna tap on the edit button and we're gonna put in our password. Anytime you make a change, they have to put a password in first, and this prevents your little one from adding things that they shouldn't have on the tablet. And now you'll see you have a little plus and a picture in the upper right corner. So if we tap on the plus, this will allow you to go into the apps that you've downloaded on your tablet and move them over to this section. So to give you an example, let's say you want to put Disney Plus in the kids mode. You would simply find Disney Plus on the list, check the box there, and you could also go through and you could select other apps. Maybe you want them to have access to YouTube or Kids YouTube or any other specific apps. And then we're going to hit the plus at the bottom to add it. Now they have access to Disney Plus in this section. Now, one important thing I want to show you, so we'll first hit save, so make sure that is locked in. Next time your kid goes in, when they tap on the little present, it'll show what you've added. So they will always be able to see if you've added anything special to the tablet. Now, if they try to get out of this section, guess what? Hitting the home button doesn't do anything. Back button. If they hit the back button, they will need the password in order to back out of the app. That's how you get out of the kids mode. You hit the back button and then you put in your PIN code. So you might be saying to yourself, well, that's cool and all, but I'd like to add more applications for them. How do I do that? So you're gonna go to the Play Store app right here. And I was just searching for some different kids apps, so I want to show you the process to do this. So when you go to the Play Store, the first thing you're going to see is this. You do need to come up to the top here and go to Kids. And here you can then browse by age group. So ages 5 and up, ages 6 through 8, ages 9 through 12. And you can see different applications. You can also, search by different categories. So arts, language arts, you can just look for specific apps that are free. So quite the selection there. Some of the apps are going to be free to download, but then when you open it, they will require a small subscription in order to use the app. So be mindful of that. Some of them will have a price, like this one, Pony Style Box. So this one's $3.99, so keep in mind some of the apps won't be free. You can go through and just swipe up to see all the different categories. As you get lower, there are apps for even younger kids. So like this is grade 1, for example. You can even go to the top and do a search specifically for apps for toddlers. So you have a lot of different options that are going to be available. So I would encourage you swipe through, to see all the different categories that are available. There's teacher approved apps here. You can also add any specific apps that they use for school using the method I just showed earlier. Now, once you've, let's say we download Thomas and Friends because your kid loves Thomas and Friends, tap install. A few recommendations that I will say that my kids use are ABC Mouse. Khan Academy is a great app. It's not on this page, but that's another one. Lingo Kids as well. So, but there's so many great apps in here. I love that there's such a big selection. So, after this app finishes downloading, obviously keep in mind that it's a pretty large app. So I would encourage you guys to purchase a memory card. You may want to just add some additional storage for your media files, just so you have room for some of these big applications. Okay, so we can see here that Thomas and Friends is almost done downloading. So if I want to then move that app over to kids mode, I have to go home. I should now have a shortcut to the kids app. Actually, it didn't even add the shortcut. Let's see. Swipe up. So the screen said it was going to add a shortcut. Oh, there it is. Samsung Kids. Okay, so tap on Samsung Kids. That's another way to get into it a bit faster. And now you need to go back to the top of the screen, the three dots, hit edit, put that passcode in, and now we're going to hit the plus, and this will show us all of the applications we just downloaded. In this case, we downloaded the Thomas and Friends, so I'm going to tap the check next to Thomas and Friends and hit the plus, and now it will add the Thomas and Friends app as well. So that's how you add more applications to it. And again, if you want to delete one that you have, maybe you want to take away Disney Plus, just hold down on it and hit the trash button or delete, and that'll get rid of it. You can tap on this button here to change the color layout of the home screen as well. Let's save that. And the next thing I want to show you is if you hit the settings, in the settings you can change the password. So if your little one sees the password and now they started to get out of the kids mode, you can simply go to lock type and you can change it to a Samsung Kids Pen, and then you can basically enter in a new password. It's that easy to just change the password. So that's that. And then three dots, parental controls. Here's where you can add a limit for screen time. So tap here and you can set it. So let's turn it on. You can say, do you want to have a goal for each day? Do you want to have the same limit for each day? It's up to you. So you could just be, basic and say, hey, same every day, and say 30 minutes is all they get. And after 30 minutes, it will just disable it, so then they can't do anything. Or you can hit set goals, and then you can go to each day of the week. Maybe you say Monday through Friday they only get 15 minutes, but maybe on a Sunday and a Saturday they get an hour. So you can go to each one. So for Saturday, I can tap the arrows here and I can say, hey, 1 hour on Saturday, but Friday 15 minutes. Maybe Sunday is no limit. So you can be more specific about each day of the week and how you want that set up. So that's really cool. All right, so this has been there's one more thing I want to show you that I think is important, which is the browser. Because with the browser, you can actually assign specific websites for them to go to. So we would hit plus or new website. Every time you want to add a site, you will need to enter the passcode. And now you can type in a specific website. If there was a specific site you wanted them to have access to, maybe it's a school website, you can just enter it right in here. And then let's just put PBS Kids. PBSkids.com, and then hit save. And now I can tap there. And then it would take you right to the website. I don't know if that was an actual website, I just made that up, but you'll be able to basically program specific websites for them to go to that maybe are learning focused or specific sites that you're already using. And also I just wanted to show you, if you hit the three dots up here and you tap close Samsung Kids, it will also prompt you to leave the section. Just enter your passcode, continue, and it'll take you out of the kids mode section. First thing you'll want to do is swipe down from the top of the screen and then tap on the settings wheel right here in the corner. Once we get to settings, we're going to swipe up and first go to accounts and backup. And here we're going to go to then manage accounts at the very top. And what you'll need to do is remove the Google account signed into the tablet. So just tap on there, tap remove account, remove, press OK. So you always have to remove the Google account. If not, it will lock the tablet. It won't allow anyone else to sign into it after you reset it. Now we're going to hit the back button one more time. And then we're going to swipe up to General Management. And we're going to go down to the Reset option right here. And then we're going to tap on Factory Reset. And one important thing to note, before you reset the tablet, make sure you have moved off any important files or pictures or videos, because once you factory reset it, you will no longer have access. They will all be erased. At the bottom here, there's a tip that shows you can use the Samsung Smart Switch app to either back up your data to a memory card or to transfer it to another device. So if you have things on there, do not finish the factory reset until you transfer them off the tablet. If you'd like to start that process of transferring, just tap on this Smart Switch button and that'll take you to the app. Let's move forward with the reset. We're going to tap on the reset button here. We're going to put in our passcode, and then hitting this button, delete all, is going to then trigger the full factory reset. So make sure you are fully ready to reset it, and if so, tap delete all. That is going to erase all the current data off of the tablet, and it's going to then set it up like it was when you first got it. And you will know the reset is complete because the last thing you will see is a screen that will ask you to select a language. So I hope you guys found this helpful. Make sure you like, favorite, and share if it was helpful. Hit that subscribe button and stay tuned for more videos. Take care, and as always, have a good one.